Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I thought we'd have a play with Francoise Reed's Christmas Robin stamp set, and also one or two other bits from her latest Christmas collection. Couldn't wait to get hold of these stamps, actually, this particular stamp. Absolutely love it. So, you know, why not explore this stamp together? I've also got the abstract grid stencil on my desk, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and also the worn aperture, I think it's called. That's a really cool one as well. I'm waiting for more stock of that to come in. We're also using the Christmas distressed labels, and you can never have too many postmarks, so these are the Christmas postmarks, which is a smaller stamp set as well. And you'll find everything I'm using in stock on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, for shipping to UK addresses. I'm also going to be teaming the Francoise's products up with the Sentimentally Yours Festive Charm paper pack, creative pack. I've only got one of these left, so you need to be quick if you want to purchase it from me. So as with all of the Sentimentally Yours creative packs, you get 7 topper sheets. So these are for you to fussy cut out. Various different sizes of them. There's embellishments on there as well as toppers. And then you get 5 background sheets as well. And you get 2 sheets of everything. And they're all 250 GSM, which is a good cardstock weight. You get 2 sheets of each, 24 A4 sheets in total. Plus you get this bonus piece here, and all these little bits here you can cut small pieces out of, and you could even do things like your reinforcers for your tags out of those as well. So nothing will be wasted really. So we're using that, and we're also using from Sentimentally Yours the Crescent top layering dies, or tag dies really, and we're going for the largest but one size. And obviously we're going for the largest but one size of reinforcer as well. So let's see what we can come up with. I've got an idea in my head. It might not happen, but we'll see. Little cat here. Right, so we're starting off. This is the tag that I've already cut out, and I've used one of the background papers from the Festive Charm paper pack. And this has got kind of grain to it, so you can either go sort of with the grain vertically, or as I've done horizontally. And I've also cut my reinforcer out there. And this is the Sentimentally Yours premium cardstock. It's the pure white. Bit of a dirty mark there. That must be off the die where I've cut it out of something that's dirty. But we can always go around the edge anyway to hide that, so don't panic. So let's do some. First of all, actually, what we'll do is we'll stamp a sentiment, and then it can be drying, so we can then cut it out. So let's see, what should we have? Let's have It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, because that's a little bit different, isn't it? Just put it on an acrylic circle, and I'm going to stamp with Medieval Blue, which is a really dark blue Versafine Clair, rather than black. Let's see how this stamps. Should be absolutely fine. It's the first time stamping, and I can use this extra little tiny bit here. I'm very frugal with my background papers. Give the ink a chance to settle in. This is really good paper or cardstock to actually stamp on, and it's very good for colouring in on top of as well. So don't just think of it as background. I'm really giving that a chance because it's the first time I've used this stamp. And it looks absolutely fabulous. It looks almost black on the screen, but it is blue. So that's that. Put that on one side, knock the camera, of course. Every video I have to knock the camera at least once. If you've got just cut the top of your packaging, you can just slide things back in and keep everything in, and you know what stamp set you've used as well. Right, so let's go into my stamping platform. No, we're not going to do that first. We're going to do background first. Told you I'm making it up as I go along. So let's take this abstract grid, and I think I do want to extend it a little bit. I think we've got this just bar of shapes here as well, so you could just do a panel of it if you want to. I do think I want to use this like that. So what we're going to do, so we don't get a hard edge, is we're going to take some low tack tape, and this is the Scotch one, which is reusable. I'm going to get them straight. That's how it, so it comes down there just over a bit. That'll stay in place. And I did want to use chipped sapphire, but I can't find it. It's hiding. So we're going to use Faded Jeans, which will be very subtle. I've probably got some Uncharted Mariner on here as well, so goodness knows what colour we'll get. I've got some bits on my ink pad there. Let's get rid of those. Don't know where those bits are from. So this Faded Jeans is very, very old, so we'll see how we get on with it. Oh yeah, it's coming out. And this, I'm using Distress ink because I prefer to stamp on Distress ink rather than Distress Oxide. That's just me. This chipped sapphire would have actually been better. Like I say, this is more of a turquoisey colour than it should be, because I've got some Uncharted Mariner or something like that on here, because I never clean them. So let's just move this down, see if we can get some at the bottom as well. And let's see if we can line this up at all. Because it's not symmetrical. I know, we'll put it on there like that, just like that, and we'll just add a little bit down here. Because it's bigger, you see, than the 6x6. Let's see how that looks. That's fine, isn't it? We kind of get away with that. Obviously that'll wash off just under the tap. Just adds a little bit of interest. I do really like this stencil. And you could, Francoise has just done some really nice sort of 6x6 cards where she's just spritzed through the stencil, and of course it hasn't caught all of it, and then stamped the robin on the top, or there's the reindeer as well. So there's lots, and the bauble, they all work the same way. And also the scratch background, which I'm waiting to come back in stock. There's none available at the moment. So because my stamp, get the stamp out, and this is why we've gone for this size, so I can get all the robin in, and because the stamp is actually going to be bigger and it's going to be hard for me to secure the tag with my magnets, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of PVA on the back, just a little bit, to hold the tag onto my kitchen roll. That's why we're going onto kitchen roll rather than the Stamp to Impress sheet that's underneath this thing. You can't see that thing. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, so that's why we're on here like this. Ooh, move it around. I can actually put a magnet on the top there because that's going to fit, because my stamp is going to be below. And with this you get a snowflake and wishing you a wonderful Christmas full of joy, sentiment, and then you get the main stamp as well. So it is a complete card that you get on this stamp set. First time I'm using it. So let's see how we want it. I think we want to have, let's have the robin further up like that. And then we can put some stuff down below. I want to get all of his beak in if I can. Because I've got this grid, I want to make sure that the word Christmas is nice and straight. So I think that's good. So we can actually put some magnets down here. So that's cool. So we should be really, really sorted. But because it's the first time I've used it, you can hear it's quite sticky. I'm going to just peel it off and then roll it. So hopefully we haven't got any air bubbles underneath. Although I can see there. Yeah. Right, and then we're going to go medieval blue again. Of course, once you start putting the ink on, you can really see the detail of the stamp. It is a silhouette stamp. Let's see the robin is. So you do need a really good juicy ink pad, which is what the Versafine Clairs are brilliant at. If you have trouble stamping it, then before you start thinking, oh, there's something wrong with the stamp, just make sure, like I say, that your ink pad is nice and juicy. It may need re-inking, and you will find all the re-inkers on my website. If you don't like re-inking, obviously you can buy a new ink pad, and again, they're all available on my website. May need to re-ink again. So as I say, it's the first time I've used it. Occasionally you get a little bit of manufacturing residue left on the stamps, and occasionally, and very occasionally, you might get a little bit of polymer that's come off something else, and you might get like a little bit that's missing from your stamp. So just make sure that your stamp's nice and clean if you have that problem. This card is very, very nice to stamp onto, so it will be nice and forgiving for you, hopefully. But I'm expecting to have to stamp this twice because of the fact that it's a new stamp and it's a silhouette. But we give it a chance to settle in. Rocking the camera all the time, obviously. Let's grab a pokey tool. Okay, not as much. So let's pay special attention to the robin. Add a bit more elsewhere as well to get it nice and dark. Let's see if we can go again. Really give that robin a good old press. And you will see that because Francoise is very, very good at collage stamps. And collage stamps are great if you're not confident at layering your stamps together. And so here you've got a postmark, and that postmark is actually featured on another stamp set, another A6 stamp set that Francoise has designed. So across the range you'll see similar designs in each one, and you've got the R for robin there, and you can highlight that if you want to. You could stamp that section of the stamp again and paper piece if you wanted to, or you could just add a bit of colour to it. I'm trying to get a really good impression of that robin. So let's see how that looks now. Still missed a bit, and I can see the ink is on my stamp there. Come on. It just doesn't want to stamp that. Shouldn't be this hard, really. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to see if it is manufacturing residue that's causing the problem. So we're just going to clean that off. It does happen occasionally. I'm just using a piece of kitchen roll, and be careful, the cheaper the kitchen roll, the more it disintegrates, and then you've got bits on your stamp anyway, which defeats the whole object. So sometimes it's good not to cut corners. And I think I might, I was going to say re-ink it, but then I'll have to find the re-inker. There is ink on there, so it's not an ink pad problem. Let's try once more. And sometimes you'll find that you'll actually end up removing ink if you keep on stamping sometimes, which is a little bit frustrating. Let's see how this is. Hopefully this is better. How does it look to you? It's better actually. See, I'm not sure whether it's supposed to look a little bit distressed or not. Let's just do, this is the last one, I promise. I don't think it's the distress ink underneath. I think we're good with the distress. Right. That'll do. Last time's a charm. Although I would like a little bit more on his legs. I want a bit more on his legs. That's better. Okay. Right. So let's just fetch this off here. It's gone very dark blue now because I've stamped it a few times. Obviously, I never bother cleaning my stamps. That's as clean as it gets. But let's just put that onto the carrier sheet. It's such a fabulous image with all the snowflakes and the sort of beads going through it. It's really, really nice. And it's good quality photopolymer as well, as you'd expect from Woodware stamps. Let's put that back in there a sec. Keep it all together. I'll lose a bit. Right, so actually it looks pretty good as it is, but I think we will extend it just a tiny bit. So we've got these postmarks. So I'm thinking we might want to just add a postmark up there. Circle. I'm all over the place here. Let me just pull my mat back up again. So I'm just going to leave it in the stamping platform because it's nice and cushioned. And we'll have, make sure my special delivery is up the right way. Not that it matters because it's going off the page anyway. I'm not going to do too much down here because I'm going to add a little bit of embellishment from the paper pack down here. Do you want something else up there? Do you know, I might not, although I do like the North Pole one. We could overlap it a bit. It's sometimes good to overlap. Still sticking with medieval blue. Let's not overlap, let's just put it fraction like that. Oh, you can't see, can you? Sorry. There we go. Cool. That'll do me. Happy with that. Let's fetch this off here. So obviously we've got the PVA on the back, and you do get a little bit of kitchen roll that just tears off, but it's fine. You don't need to worry about that. So there's some backer, so you'll see when it goes on my tag, we're already looking fabulous. So obviously we're going to give a bit of attention to here, but before we do that, I think what we'll do is we'll grab a water brush, some water, and we'll take a little bit of Distress ink. A water brush, and we'll just colour in this. Won't be that noticeable because it's the same colour, and you find you'll move the colour that's underneath as well. That's gone darker immediately as I pick some up. Try not to smudge where you stamped, because Versafine Clair does stay wet for quite a while. You see the paper does take ink very nicely, and the water it coats with it. I've already done that bit. It's because when it's wet it's a bit darker, and when it dries it goes lighter. That's just highlighting that. Let's highlight that heart that's in there as well, because we can. And let's highlight the R, not the reinforcer, but the R. I do wish I could find my chip sapphire. I need to get the whole box of inks out and look for it. Let's just keep going, and let's highlight all the boxes that we want to actually be a bit more prominent, but it's only subtle because Faded Jeans is actually quite a light blue actually. If you did it with the Oxide, then your line art wouldn't be quite as prominent, but with the Distress you can go over it and it doesn't make any difference. Running out. Let's re-ink my Faded Jeans. Don't want to do too much. That's Christmas. And let's just go around this edge here. Just highlights it a little bit. Can't stop. I'll have to step away from it in a minute. It's only very subtle. It shows up quite nicely, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to clean up. Okay. Right, So first of all, what we'll do is we'll go around the edge with some Faded Jeans Oxide. I do like mixing the oxides with the distress. It is it's tonal. It is slightly different in colour, and it gives that kind of chalky finish, which is quite nice. So this is a Woodware blending tool that I'm using. Okay. And we'll just, on the outside, because I've got that dirty mark, we'll just drag it. It just ages it a little bit. We don't want to lose that white edge. If we did it like we did top bit, then we'd lose the white edge, and the white edge or matte is quite nice. It makes the actual tag itself pop. Okay, so now you can't see my dirty mark, which is good. That's that. Clean this up. Bring it out. Right, so I said we wanted to embellish this a little bit, and we will do. So what I've done with my creative pack is I cut everything, one sheet of everything out, and I've used quite a bit from this already, but I've got some bits and pieces that I can still use. So we could bring in Christmas trees, so they could kind of fit kind of around the robin. And you can see how this looks. I've got another one here. It could come down there maybe. Might look a bit weird. There's also some borders. There's this wonderful torn border that I really like. We could use part of that. Oh, I didn't colour in that heart there. That's going to bug me. I could hide it like that. So we could just chop a bit off there. See, I'm hiding the R if I do that. But that doesn't matter. You have to get over that. How does that look? There's also, I mean, we could bring in a bit of red if we wanted to make it pop. That might be quite nice. Although it's the only bit of red that we've got. Let's see what else we've got in here. We've got some gems. Got some more sentiments. I've got some more trees. Some more tags. Yeah, that's not going to go. That might look quite nice. There's another tree. I want to keep that word Christmas intact, if I can. That kind of works, doesn't it? Right, okay. Decision. Let's put this on first. I'll waste a bit of it, unfortunately. But we're going to keep that nice torn edge. Don't know how far the glue's got to go. Not that far. This is going to come like that. I'll trim it off in a second when the glue is bonded. And we'll have, I don't want to put this on just, oh, I can see where it's going. That's going to overlap slightly. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I get carried away and I forget that I need to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So the bottom of the tags there. I needed to trim that. Hang on, expect to trim that off. You're shouting. I bet you're shouting at the camera, aren't you? Trim that off first, Julia. You can see I've not got it straight. Which is just typical me, that. Let's trim this. So if you turn it over, you can follow the lines of the tag. Big scissors are better, and your eye should be looking at where your scissors are going. I'm going to keep that. Might not keep that. Is that glue? Yeah. Okay. So we're just going blue and white here. Very blue and white. Where's my trees? Trees are going to come up over the edge like that. With the second one down there. Just there so we can see Christmas. Never goes down quite how you plan it, ever. Right. Got anything else I want to put in there? Some corners, and red. Okay, no, I think that'll do. Move this debris out of the way. It's quite nice to have them all cut out. It takes ages to cut them all out, I must admit. But once you've done it, then obviously you can just delve in there, knock the camera 27 times, delve in there and help yourself and make something reasonably quickly. So we've also got that sentiment. Where did I put it? There it is. And get another tag out of there. Look, another tag will come out of that. This won't be 100% dry, but it'll be nearly. We'll cut this out. I'm not sure if I want to add it to anything else yet, whether I want to put a mat on it. We'll have a look in a second. Try not to stick my hands in it, because although we did this first, it still might not be 100% dry. The way to get around it, of course, is to pop some embossing powder on, and then you'll know it's dry. And you can stamp and emboss on this paper. So you could have that there like that. In fact, I quite like it like that, so that's how it's going. Everything's been stuck flat, so you could use it as a bookmark if you wanted to. If you want to do a tag shaped card, you can do that. And there is a video on my YouTube channel, which you're watching now, which will show you how to make a tag shaped card. It's very easy. You just hang one of the outside cutting edges outside of the fold of your card and pop it through. Cool. Right, so this is going on here, like so. Let's glue that down. You can see that the card, the paper, card or paper is still a little bit wet where I was colouring in. But what I would do is I've got a piece, I always have a piece of MDF underneath my craft sheet, which you may have seen as things slide around, and I normally stick things underneath there to dry if they're flat, and it'll be fine. Let's get rid of that bit. Not bother about the rest. Stick my fingers in the glue, as always. Let's see if we can get this lined up, and we can't. I'll have to pick it up so I can do it. There we go. So all I would do now is I would add some baker's twine, and you've got yourself a gift tag. Hope you like that. I hope it's been useful. It's nice to mix your brands. Obviously you can do whatever colourway you want to. So as I said, you'll find everything that I've used on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk. There's a woodware section that you can just go to, and you'll see in the latest product order onwards, the newest first basically, you'll see all the woodware products, and you can also go to the Sentimentally Yours section as well. Or you can search for the individual products, and you'll see the individual products listed in the description of this video. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe onto my YouTube channel if you're not already, and leave a comment. It'd be lovely to see it. And oh, not that one. I always pressed the wrong button. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.